Yo, what is up YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 in Baek Battles. Today, we're going to be using the Solgaleo Rayquaza team that won Japan Nationals. We have Solgaleo, Rayquaza, Incineroar, Tapu Fini, Tapu Koko, and Gastrodon. Let's get started and play some games. If you haven't checked out the previous episode, highly recommend go check it out. But otherwise, this team did a pretty strong showcase in the first episode. And I'm really hoping that it can continue on with its strong streak. Of course, it is a pretty nice balanced team overall. It did win Japan Nationals for a reason, and yeah, it is a pretty solid team. You got the Solgaleo, which I think is a really interesting Pokemon. We don't really see that much. We haven't seen it really accomplish much of anything other than the win in Japan Nationals, I believe. And Solgaleo is a really interesting Pokemon. Of course, Full Metal Body prevents its stats being dropped from like Intimidate, which is really nice. And the fact is that you can pair that up really nicely on this team just because of the fact that Pokemon such as Mega Rayquaza, Tapu Fini are very common in this format, and they're usually paired with the Incineroar, which provides really strong Intimidate, which affects a lot of the physical attackers, but that does not affect Solgaleo, which is pretty huge. The fact that you can go for the Z move too with Solgaleo, which is a really strong Z move, double the base power of Sunsteel Strike, is insane because the fact is you could do a ton of damage, even knock out an opposing Mega Rayquaza, since most of them do run hasty and usually accompanied with an Incineroar or a Landis variant. So I think the Solgaleo was a really smart option, and yeah, it also does really well, of course, against Xerneas, which is probably one of the strongest Pokemon in the format in general. It is one of the Pokemon that can take an attack, even two potentially, and just fire for Sunsteel Strike or the Z move that could KO it. The Z move also does like, I want to say it's like a little bit under half to Xerneas through Protect, which is really nice as well. It's going to take a while to find a game, it looks like. We'll be right back with the first game of today's episode. Okay, it took forever to find a game, but we got Jag from the United States, 1788 rating. Wow, some interesting Pokemon. Necrozma does main the Lopunny, Kyogre, Tapu Lele, Mandibuzz, and Araquanid. So some very interesting Pokemon. Of course, you got the Araquanid and Mandibuzz, Pokemon that we don't really see in this format. Yeah, so Mandibuzz basically a non-restricted Yveltal, although it doesn't get Dark Aura. It does get a Overcoat though. It does get options to Whirlwind. It's pretty bulky overall, can be pretty annoying. Does get access to Recovery of Roost. You got Araquanid, which does have the option of Wide Guard, and Water Bubble Liquidation does so much damage. It really does. Tapu Lele is pretty annoying. Gonna be interesting to see what I want to choose, because I'm not sure if I want to go Solgaleo. Solgaleo is not a bad mon here. I'm not exactly too sure about it. Koko can do pretty well against my opponent's team, but I don't exactly like it actually, because it just doesn't do much damage other than Wall Charge, which my opponent doesn't have Incineroar, but I don't know. I think I'm going to go Solgaleo plus the Fini, actually. I do want Rayquaza for sure in the back. I really want Gastrodon, but I'm just not sure if my opponent brings the Araquanid, because I don't think it's that good against my team personally. I feel like Araquanid would signal me bringing Gastrodon more, but the thing is I just don't see it being brought here. What I would expect to see from my opponent would be the Kyogre, the Necrozma, maybe the Lele, and I think the Mandibuzz. I think those four would be perfectly fine against my team. I just really can't justify Araquanid. There's no reason to bring Wide Guard to the team. Yeah, as we're going to see the Mandibuzz plus a Lele lead, which is actually really good for me because of the fact that I can get a Nature's Madness off into Mandibuzz immediately. The question is, I don't know what the Mandibuzz wants to do. It's going to be that Psychic Seed, so an interesting option right there, as we will get the Misty Surge off. Alright, this is not a bad situation at all for me. The reason is I can get a lot of chip damage into the Mandibuzz immediately. And I don't want to take a foul play from the Mandibuzz for sure. That would do so much damage. I think the Lele would switch out, probably in a Necrozma, I would imagine. So I got to be a little bit cautious here. I think I'm just going to go for the Protect right here with the Solgaleo. Actually, how fast is the Solgaleo? I don't think it's that fast. I think it's 109. That's not fast at all. I feel like it would still be slower than Mandibuzz anyway. I'm going to go for the Madness here. I'm not sure if he tailed right away because he could expect a Trick Room here. So I'm not sure what my opponent's going to do. But I do want to Protect here and scout for the foul play immediately. Moonblast's going to come out, targeting down the Solgaleo. So I'm guessing it's a foul play. Double up? Yeah, it is. Okay, perfect. So Able to get a Nature's Madness off into the Mandibuzz, and that should allow me to, well, one, that just is really nice overall. I think that Solgaleo should be faster than Mandibuzz if I'm not mistaken. It would really depend on the investment of this Mandibuzz, if it's fast enough to outspeed the Solgaleo. I think it's worth risking too. I think I'm just going to go for the Z move into the Mandibuzz, and I think I'm going to just get the light screen up. I think I do want that light screen up because my opponent's Pokemon in the back are pretty scary to deal with. So we'll see here. Moonblast going to come out of Solgaleo. Let's see if Foul Play is, let's see if Mandibuzz is faster. It's not, thankfully. So going to be able to get the Z move off, knock out this Mandibuzz, and get up light screen. That is a perfect turn for me, basically. So gain that chip damage on Mandibuzz. Didn't expect to go for a Tailwind. I thought maybe Taunt would have been an option, or the Foul Play double up were definitely the two you would most likely want to go for, because why would you Tailwind? I Trick Room. You're in a bad spot. So don't think that would be a great option there, as we will be able to knock out this Mandibuzz, because if this is a knockout Mandibuzz at 51%, yeah, I don't know. Solgaleo is out of here, but the Z move should be able to knock out the Mandibuzz. It does, and that is a goodbye Mandibuzz. I don't take much damage. I get a light screen up. I'm in a very solid spot right here. I have no reason not to go for a Nature's Madness into whatever switching in right here. Sunsteel Strike into the top of Lila's slot. Or I can even get Trigger up if I really want to, but don't think I'll really need it yet. Guessing the Kyogre might decide to come out here. Yep, Kyogre is going to come out. The question is, will the Kyogre go for a... Just don't know what the Kyogre wants to go for yet. Probably a Water Spout, I would imagine. I think Lele has to switch out here. You want to assume that the Necrozma's coming in. Do I want to go for Trick Room is the question, because I don't know what kind of Necrozma it is yet. I do want to go for... I could Sunsteel Strike. I could go for an Incineroar switch. I could Trick Room up, which isn't that bad of a play. I think I'm going to attempt to get Trick Room up, because I don't have to knock out the Lele yet. And I want to get Nature's Madness off onto a lot of my opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go for Nature's Madness in Kyogre. Even if it protects, that's not a big deal. It's not Scarf Fini. It's not Scarf Lele. It goes for Psyshock into my Fini. Does nothing. Water Spout going to come out. Won't do too much damage, which is nice. Yeah, Solgaleo actually eats that up pretty comfortably. We will hopefully hit. Nice. So we get the chip damage on Kyogre. One more should put this in range of extreme speed. And yeah, this is looking pretty good for us. A Heal Pulse looks very likely here into the Lele. I don't know if my opponent's sacking Lele, or is there like a Focus Sash on the Lele, which we saw very early in the format. I think I'm just going to go for Sunsteel Strike. No reason not to. Heal Pulse up to Solgaleo, because if my opponent decides to play the Protect game to stall out turn to Trick Room, I punish it. But it looks like not. Heal Pulse is going to come out, target down the Solgaleo, heal it back all the way up to 75%, it looks like. Yep. And we'll be able to knock out the Lele. So perfect. So that means no more Psychic Terrain, which is nice because Necrozma won't get boosted. Really just dealing with the Necrozma is going to be the scary part. It really depends on what kind of Necrozma it is too. It is going to be the Focus Sash Lele. Explains why my opponent was playing so aggressively with the Lele, as we will see the Scald come out. So how much is it going to do? Not too much. Moonblast going to double up into the Solgaleo slot. Yeah. Okay. Not too bad. Ooh, that crit. Yep. Like a Nature's Madness super priority Kyogre, which is what I'm kind of thinking of. And I think it is the best play. Getting rid of the Kyogre because Lele's super weak will allow my Incineroar to win the game. We're going to see the Lele finally switch out here into the Necrozma. Yep. Necrozma is going to come out, which is completely fine. And let's see if Kyogre protects or not. It doesn't, so we should be able to knock out the Kyogre. And next turn, a Nature's Madness into the Necrozma and a Sunsteel Strike and a Lele. Looks very safe here. So able to get rid of the Kyogre. Very nice. So Kyogre does go down. And we're looking to be in a pretty dominant spot. I just don't see how my opponent's really going to break through this combination. Misty Terrain disappears too, but this Psychic Terrain's going to override it anyway. Is there anything you can do? If you have Ally Switch, doesn't matter. Nature's Madness knocks out the Lele, and I get chip damage on the Necrozma. Although not big chip damage. I'm still scared of like a calm mindset because that's like the one thing I am a little bit cautious of. Although I think we should still be fine regardless. We're gonna Sun Steel Strike the Lele. Even if it protects, it's no big deal. One more turn to light screen. Just madness the Necrozma. Let's find out. No protects on either side. We're gonna be able to get the Nature's Madness off. Chip away at this Necrozma. Okay. Oh, it's slow. It's really slow, actually. That is slow. So Fini goes down, but that's fine because Photon Geyser is not really that big of a deal. We are going to be able to get the knockout Lele because there was no protect. And at this point, I'm pretty sure I could just bring in my Incineroar right here and do some work. So Tapu Lele going to go down. No big deal. As even light screen going off is fine. We get Incineroar in. We get to click U-turn. I mean, we get Intimidate off because if this is physical Necrozma, it does less damage to my Rayquaza. So, not a big deal. I'm going to go Ray here. Because I want to reset the stats on my Solgaleo just in case. Going to go for the U-turn into Necrozma. In case it's Ultra Necrozma with Calm Mind, I do want to make this play. I'm not just going to be forfeit. My opponent realizes there's not really much my opponent could do. Doesn't have enough turns to set up. Doesn't have really much of anything depending on... No matter what set on Necrozma is, it just didn't have enough turns, enough health, enough anything really just to deal with the rest of my team. I think overall we were able to have such a strong start. Getting that call on the Mandibuzz turn 1, and then getting a knockout Mandibuzz turn 2 was just huge. Because Mandibuzz could have been a Pokemon that just stayed on the field, tanked attacks pretty comfortably, and then foul play destroyed me. But otherwise, just able to knock out the Mandibuzz immediately was pretty much the big deciding factor, I think, of the entire set. Once the Mandibuzz went down, it really went downhill, especially since I got the light screen up. Trick Room was a thing. Yeah, not much to say. We got Hang here, 16-12 rating, with a team of just the standard Zerndon stuff, but with Smeargle over what would usually be probably an Amoonguss. I don't think they bring Gastrodon in this matchup. I'm pretty sure it's Solgaleo, Rayquaza, Incineroar, Fini, which is probably going to be brought here. I'm worried about the Smeargle, because Smeargle's just such a pain to deal with. I just don't know what I want to lead here. I'm thinking Solgaleo Incin, although it's kind of weak to the Groudon. I just don't want to lead Fini, because if my opponent leads Smeargle plus something, it's just going to be night-night. So I think I'm going to go Solgaleo, Incineroar, Rayquaza, Fini. The problem is this Fini doesn't have Haze, which is actually kind of annoying. It does have Scald, though, for the Groudon, which is actually pretty huge. But if my opponent plays well with the Groudon plus Xerneas, gets into a position where Ray is threatened by the Xerneas, I can't hit the Groudon. That's like one of the weaknesses of this team. So I'm expecting... What would I expect here as a lead? I'm thinking something like Smeargle Xerneas, realistically. I think it's actually a pretty strong call. Maybe Lele plus Groudon in the back. I think Lele just for the Psychic Terrain is actually pretty big for my opponent. So we'll see what comes out here. I also can't tell like what my opponent's going to try to do. Because there is just so many plays I think my opponent has. It's in our Groudon leads. Wow. Okay. Not what I expected. At all. Okay, that means there's probably no Smeargle. If it's Smeargle Lele, that's completely fine. I don't mind that at all. I'm a little bit concerned about this combination. I think if I led anything else, any other combination that had a Fini or Rayquaza out on the field immediately, I feel better. At least we got the Intimidate on Groudon, which is very positive. But I can't tell what this Groudon set is. I don't know if it's going to be Tricker. I don't know if it's going to be like Swords Dance or it's going to be a special set. So yeah, if it gets a sub up, that's also going to be really a problem. I think the best play is just to double out here into Ray plus Fini. Not exactly my best lead here, for sure. But Fini plus the Rayquaza should take it fine, no matter what. A -1 Precipice Blades won't do too much damage. We could see a double out here from the Groudon and a U-turn out from the Incineroar into something like the Smeargle. That would probably be the worst case scenario right here. And I think if I was my opponent, I would do that because that means Xerneas probably just gets a free Geomancy since my Incineroar or my Solgaleo is not on the field. So even a hard U-turn from my opponent's Incineroar would be a great play because you get a free switch in. So this is... I have to be very cautious here. I still think it's not too bad of a situation, yet could get scary right off the bat. We also don't know where the Z move is on the team. Guessing it's going to be that Incineroar most likely. So got to be cautious of that for my Solgaleo too. I probably should have swapped the other way actually, now that I think about it, because Z move in the Ray will do a decent amount of damage. But I don't think you'd Z move turn 1. It doesn't... I don't think you would unless you really want to catch that Ray. But even then, it's -1. It's not the best punish. It is going to be U-turn, it looks like, though. Precipice Blade, so we confirm it's physical Groudon. Yep. And U-turn, okay. Into Fini. Okay, so we're fine. That works out for us. Okay. So now, let's see. I think the Xerneas is coming in most likely. We could get a screen up, or we could Scald the Groudon. Both are decent options. Yeah, not too bad of a position, I guess. It's definitely not the greatest, though. I gotta be really cautious, too. I don't think I can get Trick Room up this game, which is the unfortunate part, because I feel like that the Incineroar is just going to pressure me under Trick Room next to the boosted Xerneas. And if that happens, like, I just don't have a great way to deal with that. So I think I'm just going to have to accept not getting Trick Room up this game. I'm going to have to deal with the Xerneas and the Groudon without speed control, which isn't exactly ideal. Salaman's actually coming out, though, so it's not going to be the Xerneas, okay? That's fine. I think I get Nature's Madness in the Groudon and I get switched probably to Incineroar. I don't think the Groudon should ever stay in. I do kind of have to chip away at the... I have to chip away at everything basically. Groudon's the least important, but I think Groudon would switch out. Like, I don't think you would keep Groudon against a Rayquaza plus Fini, because if you lose Groudon, you struggle a lot more against my Solgaleo. I think I'm gonna go Incineroar here. I want to go Solgaleo really badly though. But I don't want to take a double edge with Fini, so yeah. I'm going to Nature's Madness to Groudon too. The shipping away that Groudon or whatever's coming in, even if it's the Incineroar on my opponent's side, that's great for me because that puts in range of Superpower or Dragon Ascent from my Ray at -1, probably, after a U-turn. So I think that's still a great benefit regardless. So let's see what my opponent's going to do. It's going to be the... Yep, swap the Groudon into Incineroar, I think. If it's Xerneas, I get Nature's Madness also. That's fine. It is going to be that Xerneas, so I'm actually pretty happy about this situation. So Xerneas is going to come out. And Salamence is going to Mega Evolve. Don't know what you're going to try to do here. I really want to get that light screen up, so I think I got to get that as soon as possible. Hyper Voice is going to come out. Okay, that's going to do a decent amount. Hopefully it's not to knock out Fini. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, thankfully. We hit the Madness too, which is really good here actually, because hitting that Nature's Madness, so nice, because it allows my Solgaleo to do more work. Problem is you could go for the raw Moonblast in the Fini. So it might be my best interest to just U-turn to Xerneas and swap hard into the Solgaleo. I really don't want to take that raw Moonblast. I think Salamence is switching out too. I would really love to get a light screen too, but I just can't risk the Moonblast coming out here, because if I lose Fini, I'm in a little bit of trouble. So I think it's my best move to go Solgaleo here. And I want a U-turn. I know U-turn's greedy in the Xerneas, because I feel like the U-turn would just put the Xerneas into range of the Z move if it's non-bulk Xerneas. And I feel like Salamence would switch out, and there's a chance that Xerneas could protect here for the rotation. Looks like it's not switching out though, so thankfully that happened. Salaman's actually going to protect, which is an interesting move on my opponent's part. Okay, Moonblast, I'm guessing, or Geomancy. A double protect, that's fine. I'll gladly take that. My opponent can't do much to my team right now. So, yeah, that's actually pretty good. I could Trick Room. Kind of want this Salamence gone. Salamence is annoying for my team. Salamence is very annoying for my team. I think I'm just going to U-turn the Xerneas slot and just go for the Sunsteel Strike into the Salamence. Because Xerneas should never stay in, right? It's like one of your very few answers to my, I think Groudon or Incineroar is coming in. I think it's more likely going to be the Groudon, I want to say. But I just want a Sunsteel Strike here. Yeah, the Xerneas is going to switch out, which is fine. The damage on Salamence is great. And the U-turn damage in Incineroar, I'll take it. A little bit of chip damage every step of the way paves the way for my Solgaleo to do more work. So that is completely fine. Hyper Voice probably coming out here. Yep. So that's fine. I would really love to get a screen up. Do I want to go Ray is the question, or do I want to go Fini? I'm kind of leaning towards Fini. Fini's probably a better play. Because I could Light Screen or Heal Pulse, like back my Incineroar, which is nice. So we'll see what comes out here. Nice. You turn out. I want to go Fini, I think. I'm going to go Fini because I think Fini baits. I'm trying to go Ray because Ray's not bad either. Because Ray's going to do a lot of work. Because I just got Dragon sent off. My opponent doesn't have a switch. I think I'm going to go Ray. Yeah, I'm going to go Ray here. And I think I'm just going to stay in regular form. Go for a Dragon Descent. The question is, who do I want to target? Because you target down the Mence. Lovely target. Game rid of that Mence. But Mence is not doing anything. And I could switch an instant so it'd be -2. So it really can't do anything to me. I think chipping away the Incineroar just so it doesn't come out as much. I think it's a play. And I think going Incin is the play. It was either Incin or Fini, I think. Because I want to go Incin so I can get my berry back potentially. Also have Fake Out Pressure, which is nice too. Oh, this was a really tough decision. I think going Fini might have been better here, but we'll see what comes out from my opponent's side. I could be putting myself in the worst position against the Groudon too, so I got to be very cautious of how I handle these next few turns. But I want to keep Salamence on the field because it's just not doing anything. Hyper Voice is going to activate my berry, so I'm okay with that. Fake Out going to come out. Alright, now that's not... crits me. Okay, that's fine. Because it did nothing. Yeah. As I said, the Mence was not doing anything against me, so not a big deal. Here comes the attack into the Incineroar. Another one will knock it out, which is nice. Another power should be able to knock out the Incineroar, which is actually really good here. Yeah. The question is, do I want to have that? Fini's a better play overall, just because it covers so many options. And I think you turning out my opponent's really good here into the Incineroar slot. Because unless Incineroar's Protect and the Salamence switches out, I think we're fine. I think just taking... because I don't want Double Edge into the Z move targeting now on the Rayquaza as I go for a Solgaleo switch and I lose my Solgaleo for no reason. And I also just really, really don't think, yeah, the Incineroar would stay in. Groudon's coming out. Could have Earth Powered for free, which is frustrating, but not a bad play. Not a bad play at all for me. Double Edge once again. No, it protects. That's... I would have liked to activate my berry a bit more, but that's alright. Okay, you turn off. Yeah, like I'm leaning towards getting this Groudon out of here. Because once I get the Groudon out of here, Solgaleo just wins. I'm going to bring out the Rayquaza. I'm going to go for the Incineroar switch here. And here's the thing. Salamence can't stay in. It has to switch out because unless you're double edging Ray, which is fine because it's doing nothing. But I feel like you want to switch out the Salamence. Keep it for later in the game. Groudon's going to be the one switching out though. Xerneas? No, Incineroar. So I get rid of Incineroar, which is not a bad play at all for me. Could be better though. Yeah, it could be better. Oh no. Actually, am I calculating this right? No, I think I'm fine actually. Never mind. I think I'm calculating this just fine. I was worried about Groudon next to Xerneas, but let's see if the Salamence hard switches. If it doesn't, we're in a fine position regardless. Oh boy, we're also finally gonna Mega Evolve here in the game because I feel like I'm never getting that Scald off into the Groudon. So I think it's fine. I feel like Ray's gonna be staying in for the rest of the game anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Also, like with the Salamence Intelligence again, I think I put in range of Extreme Speed at neutral. That one gonna come out, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Earth Power into the Centaur slot. We'll pick up the knockout. Okay. I think you have to bring out Xerneas here, and I think you have to switch out Salamence into that Groudon slot. Yes, I think there's no other way. Because, like, if you go... Actually, Groudon comes out, which I kind of don't agree with. That's fine for me. The reason I don't agree with the play as much is just because... I felt like if you went Xerneas and went hard into Groudon, you get more momentum. But now... the question is, does Groudon attack or not? Because I think I have to fake out. I really want a U-turn badly, too. I want a U-turn. Because I think the Salamence should switch out. Because if I fake out Earth Power to Groudon as the Salamence switches, my opponent's in a really awkward spot. I'm going to U-turn out. Go Fini. I'm going to risk it right here. This is a very big risk, too. Yeah, because Salamence has to switch out here into Xerneas. Because I don't think you can let me get momentum. Xerneas is a lot weaker than I remember. It might have been better just to fake out the Groudon Dragon Scent now that I think about it, because then ESP would have probably picked up the knockout on the Xerneas. Substitute too. Oh no. That's actually bad. That is very bad. Because I was thinking I could intimidate that Groudon. Now this is going to be tough. Very tough. That substitute changed everything. If it was a Precipice Blaze, that would have been better for me. I forgot that Xerneas was so low. I wish I got to I just went for Dragon Scent. I think that was a mistake. Solgaleo. If I bring in Ray, Extreme Speed doesn't knock out the Xerneas. I gotta go Solgaleo, I think. Because if I bring in Ray, I just don't think it changes much. I'm gonna bring in Solgaleo here. Yeah, I bring in Solgaleo. I think I sack. Yeah, this Groudon's gonna be so annoying in this endgame. I think there is an out here, but it's not really looking good. The substitute, really good play on my opponent's side of the field. That was a really good sub. We'll protect here. We'll see what my opponent decides to do. I'm really surprised about Geomancy. I thought it would be Precipice Blades and Moonblast. I thought he would Moonblast my Fini, if anything. Are you just raw Precipice Blading? Because that wouldn't KO Solgaleo, and I think I would just be able to trick him and win. That would be really frustrating. Yeah. I feel like Solgaleo lives. Oh, Fini. I mean, I don't think that I don't think that's like amazing for me, but it helps. I'm sacking 2 Pokemon, and that's Incineroar and Fini. You're just gonna click Gleam anyway, and I think you click Gleam Fire Punch. And I needed that damage on Xerneas so Extreme Speed can knock it out. I just don't know how much the Solgaleo is going to take from the future attacks. That's like what I'm scared of the most. Dazzling Gleam. Alright, I think Ray could win this. I think Ray could win this. Oh boy. Alright, this is gonna be really close for the end game. I feel like I go down though. Ugh. Alright, I think I extreme speed Trick Room. I think that's a play. Actually, I might have fought myself in the way back, because I feel like Groudon can't touch Ray. A Fire Punch is gonna do a lot. I gotta Trick Room here. Yeah, I gotta Trick Room. So I'm hoping Extreme Speed knocks out Xerneas. That's step 1 of the plan, okay. Precipice Blaze or Fire Punch is coming out. Fire Punch, just so you don't miss. Smart. I don't think that knocks out Solgaleo. Oh, and a Ray, actually. I don't agree with it, but it works out. Trick Room goes up. I have to Trick Room, I think, because I can't let Salamence get one double edge off. I feel like if it gets one double edge off, it's game. I wonder if Salamence protects or not. That's also a question. Because if the Z-move breaks the sub on Groudon, and Earth Power can get through to the Groudon, I think I'm in a great spot. I think it's worth attempting, because I feel like, if anything, Salamence just protects. Would it protect? We'll find out. Because I could Sunsteel Strike the Salamence and Earth Power to Groudon. This is really close, too. But I think I got a bank on me breaking the sub on Groudon, Earth Power potentially being able to pick up the knockout. Solgaleo or Rayquaza survives the turn, and then I'm able to finish off the Groudon. So, strap on for the rides, kids. This is going to be a really close end game no matter what. Let's see. I need this to break the sub too. Like, if it doesn't break the sub, I 100% lose. I guess it also comes down to what my opponent does with the Groudon too, because it could be a Fire Punch into Solgaleo, and if that's the case, I could just lose right here, because I feel like you double-edged the Ray then. Oh boy, this is really close. I gotta hope Earth Power can knock out. I think I have to hope Earth Power knocks out. Fire Punch gonna come out into the. It does hard the Ray, so that's actually a saving grace for me. Please knock out. I don't even need it to knock out, actually. It does knock out, though. Is that crit? No, it's not. Okay, so I just win. Oh, boy. Luckily, my opponent didn't get chip damage on the Solgaleo, because that could have been huge. Double Edge does hard down the Rayquaza slot. Oh, but that's game, because the Mens goes down to Sunsteel Strike and has no way to knock me out. I also outspeed it on the Trick Room. Unless that is Earthquake, it's a triple protect. But yeah, Sunsteel Strike should finish off the Salamence, and that's going to be good game. Oh, that was a close one. We got really lucky with the Incineroar. I mean, not Incineroar, the Precipice Blaze dodge on Fini. But luckily, we were still able to pull through. That was a really tough one. I feel like my opponent even just Fire Punched. Actually, no. Since we KO'd with Earth Power with the Solgaleo, I don't think it changed much. Because if the question was Groudon surviving? Because that meant I had to target 2 slots with the Solgaleo, and that could have been pretty huge. But since we were able to knock out the Groudon immediately, that was a KO. Also, the fact that there was no target onto my Solgaleo with Fire Punch, because since we were able to... Basically, since my opponent never got the damage on Solgaleo, we were just able to use Solgaleo really effectively, just able to wall the Mens in the end game anyway, regardless. So, thankfully, we were able to pick up that win. That was really close. That was way too close for comfort. We even got a little bit lucky in the end there. But hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like down below. Shows your support. As well as leaving a comment down below. Sharing this video with your friends is also really appreciated. As well as checking out the team. If you do want to try it out, there is a QR code linked in the description down below. As well as my social media. As well as previous episodes in the playlist. So, if you do want to go an extra step to support my channel, there is my Patreon page linked down below. You can also check out my Twitch channel, which I highly recommend for more VGC content. And as always, yeah, I think that's pretty much it, actually. So thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch you all later.